Hey guys, Randy back again here with another video. This video is going to be a three-part video where I'm going to be showing you how to get funded in less time. Okay, this is the part one and it's the intro. Okay, number one thing that you need to do is find yourself a strategy and master it, guys. This is actually the blueprint. Like you need to, this first step cannot be ignored. Like you really need to put in the work. Like it's not easy, but the more you put in the work, the more you need to start understanding why the market trends, why the market consolidates. Like what do I do when the markets consolidate? All that stuff. Okay, so for that, I have a course for that. Okay, so if you're interested in that, don't forget to hit me up on my free Discord. I'll put the link in the description. Okay, so you need to find a strategy, you need to back test, and you need to journal it. Okay, you need to really see how it works, the in and out of your strategy. You really need to know that. Until that's done, you cannot move on to step two, to the remaining steps. Okay, so after you've mastered your strategy, okay, now the second thing you need to do is to buy a challenge. Okay, I would advise people to buy funded challenges from My Funded FX. This is for beginners because My Funded FX don't have like a time limit. Okay, so there's that, and this I just found a new prop firm again as well called Funding Engineer. Okay, they also have, like, you need to just look for prop firms that do not have time limits, like 30-day time limit. Okay, and you don't have to pick My Funded FX. You can do your own researches and you find a funding company that's suitable for you, and then you buy a challenge from them. Okay, so once that's done, now you move on to step number three, which is you need to trade your first challenge conservatively. What that means is that you don't have to risk much. Don't risk more than 0.05% per trade. I know that sounds little, but listen, man, these challenges start from like 5,000 up to like $300,000. Okay, so if you're risking if you're risking 0.05 on a $100,000 account, let me do my math. I think it's like 500. You're risking $500 per trade. Okay, so let me do that. 0.05 times 100,000. Okay, yes, that is $500 per trade. Okay, so now this is where it gets crazier. Okay, you own $100,000 account. Okay, and you're risking 0.05. Okay, 0.5% of your account. Okay, so now let's say you are in a trade, and that trade is, you have like a 20 pip stop loss on that trade. Okay, so you divide it by 20. Okay, and then it gives you 25. Okay, so 25, you put the you play you put you put the 25, you put a comma between 2 and 5. Okay, so that gives you 2.5. 2.5 is basically your lot size. Okay, so that basically means that you will be making 200 and $250 per pip. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, so this is 250. Okay, 250. Okay, 250. No, 100. No, sorry, $25 a pip. Okay, so $25 a pip. Let's say you going for a trade that's like 100 pip plus. So already then you making like $2,500. You understand, guys? So that's not small. That's not small. Okay, so the risk the risk is small, but also, like, you need to think of it in terms of return. Like making $2,000 a trade, it's not bad. It's really not bad compared to if you had to have your own account. Okay, if you had to find your own account with your money, getting to that type of profit is really not. It's going to take you time. That's actually why I'm really pushing prop firms this year. Not even this year, like forever. Like this is what I'll be doing now. I'm only focusing on prop firms. Like that will it help. It's gonna help you scale up fast, make money a lot faster than just doing it the old school way, whereby you take your $100 account and you're trying to flip it to 1,000, and the probability of that happening are very slim. Like it can happen for you once, but then how long you think you can keep that? You can keep that up. Because obviously, if you're on $100 account, you're not going to reach 0.05, because 0.05 is like really cents. You're not making a lot of money. So your instincts when you find your $100 account is to flip it. So you're probably going to be reaching like $40 per trade. Okay, so you only have like two and a half chances to actually make money out of that account. which is you're taking high risk trades because the money is small and you want to make big money, as opposed to taking that $100 and buy maybe a $10,000 challenge and then you pass it. If you're making say 10% of that, that's $1,000 a month. Because and now from that $1,000, what you can do, you can start buying more challenges, or you can tell yourself, okay, out of this $1,000, I'm gonna take $200 and I'm trying to flip it. Okay, at least that's understandable because you have a safety net. Okay, but anyway, let me not skip steps. Let me just carry on to the next step. Okay, so once that's done, okay, um risking, okay, so trade step 3 is trade your first challenge conservatively, risking 0.05 per trade for a higher chance of passing. Okay, now step 4 is once funded, your first account is your safety net. Okay, which means that account cannot be should be traded the same way you pass the challenge. You're only going to be risking 0.05 out of that account. Why is that? Because when you're risking 0.05, you have higher chances of keeping that account. Okay, and also that account, your safety net account, is the account that will enable you to actually buy more challenges. Say you start with like $5,000 and then you make 10% of that. Okay, 10% of $5,000, things like $500. Okay, $500. Okay, out of that $500 is not, it's not up to you whether you want to keep the $300 for yourself, keep $300 for yourself, and the other 200 you buy more challenges, or you can use that $500 to buy a bigger challenge. Because for $500, I think with most prop firms you can buy a $50,000 challenge. Okay, so once you buy that $50,000 challenge and then you do your evaluation again, you pass it. Now making 10% of that $5,000, of that $50,000 is I think it's like $5,000. Yeah, $5,000. So from that $5,000, you can buy even the bigger challenge, $100,000. The $100,000 challenge goes for like $1,000. Understand? So so on and so forth. Like it's just like that. Okay, so once you get funded with your first in your account, that's your safety net. Okay, now number 5 is trade it conservatively and make your first payout. Okay, so that's exactly what I just said now. So you need to trade it conservatively, risking 0.05% until you make it to your first payout. Once you get now step 6 is once you get your payout, buy a bigger challenge. That's just what I explained now. Okay, you buy a bigger challenge and you're just trying to climb up that ladder. Okay, you climbing up that ladder. Okay, so step number 7, once you pass that, it becomes your main account. Okay, so whenever, let's say you start with a $5,000, okay, and you pass the $5,000. Okay, that's your safety net account. And then once you get a bigger account, maybe you can tell us, okay, when I get to like $50,000, that'll be my main account until I get to like until I get a bigger account. Okay, so whenever you're going up the ladder, you need to make the bigger account that you just got, you need to make it your main account. Okay, so then step number 8, which is the final one, buy more challenges and grow your portfolio across various prop firms. Okay, which what that basically means is that once, now say you now have 50,000 and you consistently making 10% of that per month. Okay, and you continually buy more challenges from various prop firms. Okay, say now you're at a point where you can buy $100,000 challenges. Okay, say you have 400,000 challenges. Okay, so what you can do with those $100,000 challenges, you can use a trade copier to actually link all those accounts and trade them all at once. So now this is where it becomes interesting, because if you have $100,000 account and you're risking 0.05 on those accounts. Okay, sorry, 0.5% of those accounts. Okay, let me see how much that is. 400,000. That's $2,000 a trade. Okay, so you're risking $2,000 a trade. And then, I mean, just use a force calculator and go through these things, and you'll see how mind-blowing they are. Like, that's why I keep telling people that prop firms are not to be played with. The only problem is that you actually need to prove your skills. Okay, you need to prove your skills that you can actually do these things. Okay, that you can actually do these things, that way you can get funded. So that brings you back to step number 1. Okay, that's why I say that until step 1 is mastered, you cannot actually follow through with the remaining steps, because here this is you need to put a lot of emphasis onto this. Okay, until this is not done, don't even think of doing the rest, because you will not do it. Like, you will just keep blowing accounts and blowing your funded accounts challenges, blowing. Okay, so this is basically my plan. Okay, this is really a plan that I'm following. I think I'm already on step 6. Okay. Step 6, where I'm actually starting to buy more accounts and just like growing my portfolio. Okay. So, and also, guys, remember, everyone has their own process. Like, don't even, it's really hard. I know it's really hard to look at someone. You see, like, oh no, he's funded $1.7 million across prop firms, and then they're like, damn, I'm still on the $5,000 account. No, man, that's your process. He also started there. Okay, so just focus on your own journey and do your own things. Really, like, do your own thing, follow your steps, and I guarantee you, in the next 12 months, you can also find yourself, maybe not 1.8 million dollars, maybe you could already be like $500,000 funded across um multiple prop firms. Okay, so it's all about steps, guys. It's all about steps. Just be disciplined and be consistent, and do not rush things, because like, nowadays it's actually a lot easier, because now we have prop firms. Like, you don't really need to risk much. Like, I remember when I started trading, I was always over trading, over risking, because like I always had small funds. But then now you can just buy like $100,000 challenge and get access to like 100,000, and you make 10% of that a month. That's $10,000. Understand? So there's really no rush. Everyone is on their own path. Like, don't compare yourself to others, and just keep grinding, and you're gonna get there, guys. Okay, guys, so I wanted to keep this video really short, and I hope you guys actually watch it until the end, because it's very important. And I'm gonna try to upload part 2 next week. Okay, part 2 is basically just gonna be my strategy, like what entry I use and stuff. And then part 3, I can maybe show you like a trading plan that you can follow in order for you to actually get funded faster. But for those of you who want mentorship, do not forget to hit me up on Discord. I'm currently doing one-on-one mentorship, and if you're interested in that, just send me a text on Discord, and I will attend to you. All right, guys, this is the end of this video. Thank you for sticking up until the end, and do not forget to like and subscribe, and text me on our free Discord. And let's talk to you again next week. Cheers.